Attention passionate Atlanta, FALCONS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, buckle up, because what I'm about to share could be one of the most significant moves in the NFL this season, and it's all centered around the Atlanta Falcons. There's a lot of buzz swirling around a potential trade involving Jacoby Myers, the wide receiver from the Las Vegas Raiders, and it's not just rumor mill chatter. No, this is something that can fundamentally change the landscape of the NFC South, and more importantly, the Falcons' quest for a deep playoff run. So let's dive deep into what this could mean, how it plays into the bigger picture of the NFL's current season, and why fans of Atlanta should be paying close attention. First, let's set the stage. The Raiders, after a rough start to the season, are clearly in rebuild mode. They sit at 2-6, and it's evident that their focus has shifted towards stockpiling draft picks and developing a young core, especially on the offensive line and in the quarterback department. Their defense, which was supposed to be a strength, is leaking points like a sieve, allowing upwards of 30 points per game, and their offensive line is giving up a staggering 33 sacks so far this season. That's not just bad luck. That's a systemic issue that's forcing the Raiders to look ahead, to think about the future, and to prioritize picks that can help them rebuild from the ground up. In this context, the Raiders are reportedly shopping Jacoby Myers, a player who's been making waves this season. Myers, as you all know, is recognized for his precise route running, his ability to find soft spots in defenses, and his consistency as a slot receiver. He's a player who's emerged as a real X-factor for the Raiders, especially considering his impressive stats in 2023. Myers has caught 35 passes for 482 yards and 3 touchdowns in just 8 games this season. That's an average of nearly 14 yards per reception, which is significant for a slot receiver. His PFF grade of 82. 7 and EPA per target of plus 0.26 show that he's not just catching passes. He's making an impact every time he's involved in the offense. And let's not forget his yards after catch, around 4. 9 yards per game, highlighting his ability to turn short receptions into bigger gains. This season, Myers had a standout game in Week 3 against the Kansas City Chiefs, with 121 yards receiving, proving he can produce against top defenses. Over his career, Myers has accumulated 428 receptions for over 200 yards and 28 touchdowns, with a remarkable consistency that fans of the Falcons would surely appreciate. His route running, particularly on slants, where he wins 62% of the time, has earned him comparisons to some of the NFL's most reliable receivers like Keenan Allen. His minimal injury history with 0 injuries in 2025 adds to his appeal as a dependable target. Now, that's where it gets interesting from an Atlanta perspective. The Falcons, currently sitting at a 3-3 record, are in the middle of a competitive NFC South. Their wide receiver room took a hit recently when Drake London was sidelined with a quadriceps injury, leaving the passing game somewhat hamstrung. Myers, with his ability to operate in motion and create yards after the catch, could be a perfect piece to elevate the Falcons' passing attack. His addition could bring an immediate boost, projected to add around 5 yards per pass attempt and nearly 2 yards per route, making life easier for Desmond Ridder and opening up opportunities for Kyle Pitts, who's already proven to be a reliable target with 550 yards in 2025 and an 81.4 PFF grade. But the real game changer is how Myers could help the Falcons become more versatile and unpredictable in the passing game. The team has been relying heavily on Bijan Robinson, who's been fantastic with 4.3 yards per carry and 680 rushing yards, but adding a proven route runner like Myers provides balance and depth. It also helps mitigate some of the pressure on Ridder, especially in third-down situations, where the Falcons need to improve their conversion rate, currently at around 39%. Myers' ability to make contested catches and generate big plays, around 12 of 20-plus yards per game, could be the spark that propels Atlanta into the upper echelon of NFC offenses. Plus, with the Falcons' secondary facing some challenges, especially with injuries to players like Bates and their safeties. Having a reliable receiver who can win contested catches is crucial, especially in the red zone, where Atlanta has been slightly inconsistent, scoring touchdowns on about 52% of their red zone trips. So what does this trade mean in the bigger NFL picture? Well, for the Raiders, it's a move driven by necessity. They need draft picks to strengthen their O-line and free up cap space, especially with Bauer's upcoming extension, which will cost around $12 million. Mayer's contract at around $13 million expires after this season, so trading him now allows Vegas to get value in return, specifically a first-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-rounder in 2027. It's a gamble for the Raiders, trading away a reliable receiver for future assets, but it's a calculated move considering their rebuild status. They're looking to the future, trying to find young quarterbacks or bolster their offensive line with high draft picks. For Atlanta, though, this is a different story. They're not just acquiring a receiver, they're acquiring a potential game-changer. Mayers is a free agent after this season, and with his contract expiring, it's a low-risk, high-reward move. If he performs well, the Falcons could even consider extending him, especially given his proven production and minimal injury history. His arrival would likely elevate the Falcons' overall passing efficiency, especially on third downs, where they need to improve their conversion percentage. It's about building a team that's ready to contend now, not just in the future. After all, with a 3-3 record, they're right in the thick of things in the NFC South, and a move like this could be the spark they need to push into the postseason and make some noise. Now, looking at the betting odds and projections, some interesting shifts are happening. FanDuel has already boosted Atlanta's Super Bowl odds from plus 5,000 to around plus 2,200, which is a significant jump. Mayers, as a key piece, could be the X factor in the Falcons' playoff push, especially considering his history of making contested catches in tight spots. Past trades of WRs like T. Higgins to the Bears in 2025, which boosted their aerial yardage and odds of reaching the playoffs, show how a single impactful receiver can shift the entire narrative of a team's season. The Falcons, positioned as a dark horse in the NFC, could be rising fast, especially if they capitalize on this potential acquisition. They're positioning themselves as contenders, not just pretenders, and Mayers could be the catalyst for a deep playoff run. In conclusion, this trade, if it comes to fruition, would mark a new chapter for the Falcons. It's about more than just picking up a talented receiver. It's about reshaping the team's identity, about making a statement that Atlanta is serious about competing at the highest level. Mayers would bring a veteran presence, clutch performance ability, and a level of consistency that Atlanta desperately needs. It's a move that could accelerate their timeline, push them into playoff contention, and perhaps even set the stage for a significant postseason push. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and the Falcons are positioning themselves to be at the forefront of this new wave. So, Falcons fans, get ready, because this season might just be the beginning of something special, and Mayers could be the missing piece that takes Atlanta to new heights. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Mayers can be the game changer Atlanta needs? How do you see him fitting into the offense and helping the team push for a deep playoff run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news, because this season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. Let's keep the conversation going and continue supporting our team through thick and thin. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Falcons.